You. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so proud of you because you all actually know that you will not melt if you get wet. A lot of people don't know that. My name is Kate Turner. I've been a member here at Unity of Sun Lakes since you started meeting after the pandemic. I arrived during the pandemic, but you were not meeting during the first couple, but I've been a member since then. I am a convert. I was previously in another life a Methodist minister, and Methodist Church and I have parted ways, and I'm very, very excited about Unity Church. And I'm even more excited about the fact that I get to participate in the leadership of the church. I'm the treasurer for this organization as well. I've been doing that for, I think, 5 months now. And next meeting will be our general meeting. We will have a general annual meeting of everybody in the church. So plan next month. We'll let you know the date, which Sunday it's going to be. The board is meeting today, and we're going to make those plans and do assignments. And you're going to hear a lot of new good stuff next month at the annual meeting. So I wanted to tell you that right off so you can be anticipatory, because it's going to be really cool. So, welcome to Sun Lakes. Sun Lakes Unity is a positive, practical, and progressive approach to spiritual growth, rooted in the teachings of Jesus and the power of affirmative prayer and positive thinking, which I absolutely love. And now we're going to have an opening song by our music artist today, who is Jennifer Sheets, and we're going to have our opening song right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Reverend Jeanne, for inviting me. I heard a rumor that you folks like to sing, so I've put together some things that we can sing together. If you recognize the song, sing along. There will be lyrics, and there are also some background vocals that you can follow along with in case you're not quite sure where to go. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'll sing through the first time so you can hear how it's going to go. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Change that a little bit. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you.
I'm looking around. I don't think I see any newcomers today, do I? I don't think so. You guys aren't newcomers anymore. You've been here a few times, and we're so happy to have you too. Well, let's just bless each other and welcome each other then, shall we? We love you, we bless you, and we welcome you. And I'm so glad to see such a nice turnout on a rainy day. It's like we're getting to be a habit here. I love it. Okay, so I want to first of all thank Odie for bringing these gorgeous flowers. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, just really pretty. Now we're going to have our opening prayer by Reverend Julia Norton, and that's going to be followed by the daily word from Odie, and that way I don't have to get back up and down.
Good morning. Happy birthday to Martin Luther King Jr. Close your eyes. Take your center into your heart. Know that is the place that the truth belongs. The truth is there. And we share that truth and our love and our light everywhere we go. And we take these beautiful words and songs and we carry them forward into our week, as we know that we are the light that shines. Every time we walk past someone, we say hello, or we give them a hug. We know that we are blessed. We are the truth. And so it is. Good morning, church.
Good morning.
Isn't this a beautiful day while God's watering his gardens? Today's word is actually 2 words, which makes it double the affirmation, you see. And it's something that is so very much needed on our planet right now. Today's words, world peace. I rest my heart in the peace of God. Around the world, so many souls are joining me in my prayer for peace. While the news may give more attention to points of conflict, there is a striving and yearning in the human heart for peace. My prayer supports the desire and strengthens the bonds of love that lead to greater harmony. I begin my affirmation of world peace with a soft, open heart. I am comforted as I realize the advances the world's people have made over the generations to live together harmoniously. I make an effort to live a more peaceful life and bridge the gaps of understanding between myself and those around me. I focus my attention upon our shared desire, a peaceful world of cooperation and goodwill. This is my heartfelt prayer. And from Isaiah 26, verse 3, those of steadfast mind you keep in peace, because they trust in you.
we have a prayer team. Some of you may be aware, some of you may be not. And they have put together a prayer for Unity Church that we like to recite together. So if you would join me with that. Unity Church of Sun Lakes is a beacon of love and light. We welcome all with open hearts and open arms to express their divine potential. We come together in oneness, in creating peace, health, and happiness in our church community and the world. Divine order guides our church as it prospers and grows, providing healing, love, hope, and friendship to all. And so it is. And now we're going to have a song leading us into meditation by Jennifer Sheets, and then Julia will be doing our meditation, so we'll go straight into that. And please recall, on this particular song, we don't applaud.
So some of you may recognize this song. It's going to be a little different, so that's okay. Just relax into it. If it's comfortable for you, I invite you to close your eyes. Trust that you're safely held in this space. Here we go. Breathe in, I breathe out, I take in, I give out, I let love, I let go, I release.
Hello again. And this coincides with our daily word of world peace. Close your eyes and enjoy the deep breaths that you'll take. On your next inhale, envision a globe, a sphere, a golden light of peace in your hands. And this golden sphere It builds with everyone else's golden globe of light, of peace. It builds and it builds all around everyone. Our ancestors are in this circle, helping us to share this golden globe of light, of peace. So imagine everyone in this big, beautiful golden globe holding hands, knowing the truth is love, it's joy. See this light circling the world, every area of the globe. Every person on earth is touched by this globe of golden light of peace. It goes around and around, going out and touching everyone, going around the world. Feel this golden globe of light, of peace. We send our love to every single person, letting them know they are not alone. So that means you are not alone. They are not the only one. So you are not the only one. They are safe. And you are safe. We are all one, and we are here for the same purpose, to love and to have joy. And take a moment to be with all on this journey. As we come back, we bring that golden light, that globe, the light of peace, and we take it with us this week and thereafter, sharing with it everyone we see in a smile, in a handshake, in a hello, or just a nod. We envelop them in love and joy and peace. And so it is.
And now Reverend Sheila Taylor will come up and remind us. You look like you're surprised by us.
No, I was just still
I know,
meditating.
me too. I was like, what was I doing?
Yeah, I was still over there.
I didn't come back all the way. She's going to share the 5 unity principles with us. Sheila?
Sorry to keep you waiting, but I was really happy to be where I was. Incidentally, good morning. Good morning. God is good and active in everything, everywhere. Everything? God's in everything? Even what I've labeled not good? Well, if that's right, then what I've labeled not good is good. Can't be any other way. Remembering that at the time is the issue I'm struggling with at the moment. I am naturally good because divinity is in me and in everyone. This one is a special one for me because my turning point in my spiritual journey was when I heard more than once before I got it, but I did get it eventually. I am a spiritual being in the human experience. What? I had it backwards. I was focusing on being human when that wasn't what I was at all. Surprise, surprise, I wasn't very successful at it. That's a special one, trust me. I create my experience by what I choose to think and what I feel and what's the last word? Believe. Okay. For me, that one rings in the strongest when I'm not happy with what I'm experiencing. If I'm not happy with what I'm experiencing, and this is true, the good news is I can change what I'm experiencing because I created it. What an idea, you know? I think that's great. These are just my interpretations, you understand. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. That's another biggie. I grew up thinking and believing and praying for what I needed. Help me, give me strength, help me understand. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I need. Until I got this. When I really got it, it changed what I perceived as need to gratitude. Because back to one, if God's in everything, then I should be grateful for this that I'm labeling a need. There's good there, just open to it. Let it be. That's kind of hard, but that's where I'm working. Okay. Oh yeah, this one's good. I do and give my best by living the truth, knowing I make a difference. Oh, I make a difference, all right. Sometimes it's a positive difference, and sometimes not so much. But making a difference, knowing these things, being able to recite these things, and living them is my way here. Some days I'm great at it, and other days I'm working really hard. So that's my interpretation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So bright. Martin Luther King Jr. Talk about being big as God. That's our theme this month, is being big as God. Not big as God, as God. Take a moment to think about how Martin Luther King Jr. found his way to live the truth as a divine being in the world. So inspiring. That for me, please. I can't see your face. So this month's, or today's talk again, and all month, we're focusing on unity principle number 2. What is it? I am. The divine is in me. So being big as God, we're talking about speaking out for love, shining our lights brightly, living loud without regrets, breaking free of fear and doubt, saying yes to our good, living in harmony, and being a catalyst for change, just to name a few. All of these ways of being in big, big ways. And this month, we're exploring how the roots of our unity teachings invite us, instruct us, inspire us, and infuse us with enthusiasm to be and do those big things in big ways. Again, they invite us into a luring, with a calling, with an inner nudge. They instruct us on exactly, precisely how to move into that bigger space and place. They inspire us. They motivate us to want to go there. And finally, they infuse us with enthusiasm for living in this larger, more profound, more on purpose, bigger way, which then will give us the fortitude to keep moving, even when life doesn't go as we planned it, or even when we get disappointed or scared, frustrated. And each week we're taking one of those ideas, the invitation, the instruction, inspiration, and infusion with enthusiasm, and exploring how our teachings will do those things for us. So last Sunday, we looked at the invitation and used these words from religious science founder Ernest Holmes from his book, The Basic Ideas of Science of Mind. He wrote, "There is something within us all which constantly pushes us forward, which demands continued progress. Made in the image and likeness of the Father, we cannot accept stagnation. Something protests against it. We must be moving forward into a higher and more satisfying, spiritual nature. We cannot get away from it because it is part of our nature. And our unfoldment is something for which we are specifically responsible for. That is the invitation that our teachings make to us. And last week I asked you to visualize, seeing yourself how you desire to be big as God. So that's the invitation. And today we're talking about the instructions. In Talks on Truth, Charles Fillmore wrote, "The creative law makes man responsible for the bringing forth of the divine perfection. God finished his work in the ideal, and we are to make it manifest." So this morning I want to give you a 5-step process that will support you totally and completely in being big as God in 2023, or in having a richer, fuller experience in living, whatever that looks like for you. To help us remember them, as we're going to use be big. So it's an acronym. So first, here they are. And then we'll talk about each step. So step 1, B, become aware of the bigger reality. 2, and B, embody the belief in the responsiveness of the law. Step 3, B, be bold in knowing your right and ability to speak your word. I, imagine yourself being big as God. Go forth and act in every practical way that you can. So notice that 4 of those 5 steps, or 80% of them, are mental activities. Not like Yogi Berra once described in baseball. He said, baseball is 90% physical, and the other half is mental. So here's our 5 steps again and a little bit more fleshed out. Step 1, become aware of the bigger reality. Recognize the truth that universal God surrounds you. More going on than meets the eye. Higher truths. Even in the appearance of littleness, there is limitless vastness. Even in the face of apparent restriction, there is unlimited expansion. You think you're looking at a chair. That's not solid. It's moving. Its atoms are moving. There's space within that chair that we can't see with our naked eye. Even in the face of death, there is everlasting life. There's more to you right here and right now than you possibly know. Become aware of it, even if you don't know what it is. You're more gifted than you know. You have talents that you haven't even tapped. Meister Eckhart wrote in 1300 CE, God must become I, and I must become God. 1300 CE.
Wow.
The fire changes into itself. The fire changes into itself, whatever is brought into it, and gives it its own nature. The wood does not change the fire into wood. Rather, the fire changes wood into fire. Thus, we are transformed into God and know Him as He is. Do you remember this powerful statement from Persian mystic Rumi? You are not just the drop in the ocean. You are the mighty ocean in the drop. This is the bigger reality that I'm talking about. Eric Butterworth wrote in The Power Within You, in reference to Colossians chapter 1, verse 27. He talks about the secret that's been hidden throughout the ages, which is the Christ in you, your hope of glory. This is a dynamic realization. Unfortunately, traditionalists misapplied it because they helped us to feel that the Christ in me is Jesus in me. That Jesus has somehow miraculously descended in me. But we're not talking about Jesus, are we? We know in this room, the key to Jesus' power was the Christ in Him. That wasn't His last name. The Christ in Him, His hope of glory. In other words, His own awareness of the divine pattern established within Him. Christ in you is your hope of glory. For it is that of you that is of God, and is God being projected into visibility as you. Christ in you is your own spiritual unity with the infinite. The key to your health and to your success. Gives me a visual of vibration, how it rises in you. You rise from lower thought, lower thinking, up to the higher thoughts, the higher truths of who you are. I'm continuing on with Eric Butterworth. The whole oak tree is established in the acorn. The secret of the demonstration of this process is the Christ in you, your hope of glory. The oak tree in you is your demonstration of the divine process, releasing your own uniqueness. Step number 2, E, embody the belief in the responsiveness of the law. Let me ask you a number of questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you embody that belief? So 10 is you believe it wholeheartedly, 1, not so much, okay? When you take steps and walk forward, your feet will stay on the earth below you and you won't go floating off. 1 to 10. 10? When you take when you take a breath, air will be available for you. Hello? 10. When the sun sets every evening, it will rise again the next day. 10. Thank you. When you turn on the stove and you press the microwave button, it will heat your food. 10.
9.
When you strike a match, a flame will appear. 10. When tons and tons of steel in the form of an ocean liner float out into the ocean, it's going to stay afloat. 10. 9. When tons and tons of steel in the form of jet planes take off into the sky, it will stay alift. 10. When you rise the temperature of water to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, it will boil. 10. When you cool it off to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it will freeze. 10. When you speak your word, God's law says yes in response. 10. Praise be Jesus. Let's all go home. How can we embody this truth at the same level that we have embodied all of those physical truths? You read, you observe, you pay attention. You contemplate, you observe, you pay attention. You study, you observe, you pay attention. And you practice believing. You observe and you pay attention. Step number 3, B. Be bold in your right and ability to speak your word. Knowingly. And that activity of the mind as law will manifest the good you choose. Did Jesus say to Lazarus, "Hey, Lazarus, would you please get up? If you don't mind, just do me a really big favor and get up and walk. Please." Did he say, "Listen, God, I got a pretty big problem over here. You see, these people are really hungry and starting to get a bit testy. You know how we can get tired and hungry and hangry. And all I've got are a few puny fish, stale loaves of bread. I don't know what the heck to do with all of them, but if it's not too much of a bother, would you mind multiplying this stuff for me?" Don't be ridiculous. Of course, he did no such thing. He proclaimed with boldness and assurance, and it was done. He claimed and proclaimed his spiritual authority. He knows. He used his knowing. We are made in the image and likeness of God and possess God-like qualities. Charles Fillmore says that we have 12 powers of God. And we have the right and the ability to develop those 12 powers. I love the demanding affirmation that Emma Curtis Hopkins brought to us. This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me. And I demand to see the blessing in it. Step number 4, imagine. Imagine you're being big as God. Declare your intention and know that it is made manifest. Let there be no doubt or worry. This is from Secret Scrolls by Rhonda Bryn. How do I stop my thoughts of being small? It's a question that is so often asked. If you have ever asked this question, then you will feel such enormous relief in knowing the answer, because it is so simple. How do you stop negative thoughts? How do you let there be no doubt and no worry? You plant good thoughts. When you try to stop negative thoughts, you're focusing on what you don't want. Negative thoughts. And you will attract an abundance of them. They can never disappear if you are focused on them. It doesn't matter if you're trying to stop negative thoughts or control them or push them away. The results are all the same. Your focus is on negative thoughts, and by the law of attraction, you are inviting more of them to you. The truth is always simple, and it is always easy to stop negative thoughts. You just plant good thoughts. Desperately plant good thoughts. You plant good thoughts by making it a daily practice to appreciate all the things in your day. Appreciate your health, your car, your home, your family, your job, your friends, your surroundings, your meals, your pets, and the magnificent beauty of the day. Compliment, praise, and give thanks to all things. Every time you say thank you, it's a good thought. As you plant more and more good thoughts, the negative thoughts will be wiped out. Why? Because your focus is on good thoughts. And whatever you focus on, you attract. So don't give any attention to negative thoughts. Don't worry about them. If any come, make light of them. Shrug them off. That's funny. And let them be the reminder to deliberately think more good thoughts right now. This speaks to the idea of coming from our vision, our intention, our calling, rather than moving to it. When you imagine yourself being big as God, you are coming from it. And before you know it, you become it. So finally, step 5, G, go forth. Go forth and act in every practical way you can, even before you have it down perfectly. So there, my friends, is our instruction manual for being big as God. Step 1B, become aware of the bigger reality. Step 2E, embody the belief in the responsiveness of the law. Step 3B, be bold in knowing your right and ability to speak your word. Step 4I, imagine yourself being big as God. Step 5G, go forth and act in every practical way that you can. So I want to summarize and end today with this reading, which comes from a very interesting source, which I'll share at the end. But before I do that, I know that there are things percolating out here, and I'd love to hear from a few of you on what you're creating. What came to you last week? What's calling? What's your nudge? What are you creating? And I'd love to hear from a few of you, because you know, when you speak your word into a crowd, it exponentially pushes you forward, because you have other people in the room that are with you on it and hear you speak it. So who would like to share what's happening? What's nudging you? What's going on? What's new? Sheila.
Yeah, it's me again. What's new for me and what's going on is I would like to start a metaphysical group. So I'm inviting whomever in the group would be interested to help create it. And the time, the place, how often, how do we do this? I have my ideas I'm certainly willing to share. I think everybody's entitled to my opinion. But the good news about that statement is that means I'm open to yours as well. So anybody with any interest in participating, please let me know. I'll take your information and we'll get together and decide what's to be.
What do you mean by a metaphysical group?
You guys can talk after.
Oh, okay.
Anyone else? Who else is creating?
I got. I wrote 2 books, and I self-published them, and they're not on Amazon. And this one cost me, I have going to get 10 more copies, and it cost me like $42. And so I can't ask anybody to buy them, but I had this idea. I'm still waiting for the rest of them. If any of you would like to read it or look at it. And then I have another one, it's a smaller one, that's all poetry. This had poetry and memoirs. That I could leave it back there, and if you could just borrow it and bring it back. And this kind of has tiny print. So you might not want to read all of it, but Laura was kind of shocked when I told her I wrote a book. So I wrote 2 books. So I thought that's what I wanted to share.
That's awesome. Thank you, Barb.
Running towards myself.
Who else? Who else has been inspired? Who's getting a nudge, an urge?
Well, interestingly enough, I want this church to be big. And I think we need to spend some money to do that. So I'm going to speak my truth real loud at the board meeting today.
Who else? Who's getting a nudge? Something big?
Obviously, I wasn't here for the assignment last week, but just listening to you speak this morning, I feel comforted by the last of the 5 steps. My interpretation is just start. Even if you're not sure exactly how it's going to look or how to do it, just start. So thank you for that. I really needed to hear that this morning.
Who else got something big going on too?
Okay, some of you know I'm putting on a fashion show in a week or so, and I need a lot of volunteers, and I just have this nagging feeling I'm not getting volunteers, so I'm not going to think that anymore. I'm just going to say I've got all the volunteers I need. Yes, it's been weighing on me for quite a while. Thank you.
Tell us about the fashion show. Where is it?
It's at Sunbird. It's the 27th, and it's all secondhand rose clothing. Everybody, all the models have bought used clothing, consignment shops, and things like that. I'm the MC, and I ended up.
She's funny.
I ended up doing a lot more than I thought besides MCing. So I'm looking for volunteers in my group. So yeah, it's coming up in a week.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
We have big things going on.
Big things.
Love it. Mary Lou.
Can I comment on today's, because I wasn't here last week?
Okay.
Okay. On good thoughts, all right? Some of you know that I try at golfing. I know what a golf club is and what a golf ball looks like. And that's about it. Whenever I go near water, and you golfers can identify with this, you talk about controlling your good thoughts and your bad thoughts. When you go to your next hole is water, what do you think?
My ball's gonna fall in.
You're either going to walk over it or you're going to... Okay, so most of us pick up an old ball because we don't want to lose a good one. So what have we done?
Oh, yeah.
We've already affirmed the negative, right? So try this sometime. Number one, ignore that there's water. I have a thing when I golf with my other 3 people that volunteer that day, which is unusual. And somebody said something about water. I said, there isn't any. There isn't any. If you don't recognize it, it's not there. And you can control that. Don't even put that negative thought in your mind. Let it go out. And it's amazing if you don't recognize the water is there or the trouble is there. Okay, I'll quit talking. You get the picture.
Thank
right?
you very much.
That's very good.
I think that is so fascinating when you don't have a concept in your head and it's right in front of your face. You cannot see it because you don't recognize it. You don't even know. You just don't see it. It's so strange. Okay, so I'm going to summarize and end today with this reading that comes from a different source that I'll share at the very end. I've been told that if you change your mind, you change the world, or at least the way that you experience it. Let's take a moment to examine that. The presumption is, if you thought the world was hostile, it's ugly, and it's a place filled with awful people doing awful things, that is what you'll see. Your mind would naturally seek out confirmation for its preconceived ideas. For example, if you're intent on buying a red car, that's what you're going to see everywhere, is a red car. If, however, you were able to sincerely change your mind and see that we are all God in drag, that we are the conscious aspect of a perfect universe, which had to create us so that we could bear witness and stand in awe before its loving magnificence, then that is the soul-shaking reality you'd be greeted with each and every moment of each and every day. In its entirety, our choice. It's entirely our choice as to what kind of a world that we will live in. It's our choice. With a simple decision, we can suffer in the darkness or play in the light. We can be angry, we can be frightened, we can be enslaved, or we can be loving joyous and free. This appeared on what is called a vanity card at the end of an episode of The Big Bang Theory. And it was written by the series co-creator Chuck Lorre. How awesome is it that that appeared on national television? I think the world is starting to hear our message. So our affirmation this morning, please say this with me. I am divine. Through me, God acts. Through me, God speaks. God bless you.
And now is, are we supposed to have another song?
No, we're going to do a song after the
Okay. We're going to talk, we're going to do a song later, but right now I want to talk about passing the basket. I want to talk about tithing. And do we have that? Yes. Go ahead and start that. We're going to do our donations. This is a tithing church. Now what that means, and I think that the board has not been clear about this always, and so I want to make sure that people understand what that means. We tithe to the church. Some of us, it's a personal decision for everyone. I upped my online tithing because Social Security gave me a raise, so I upped my tithing to the church. But I want you to be aware, and you'll hear more about this next month at the annual meeting, but I want you to be aware, if you're not, this church tithes to other organizations, to other nonprofits. We tithe from our church income, the gross, not after all of the expenses, but the gross amount. We give 10% of that to organizations who spiritually inspire, encourage, and enrich us. And next month I'm going to be reporting to you all of 2022's tithes. But I'll just let you know that last month the board, we always give to Worldwide Ministry, and we always give to, what's the other one? Silent Unity. We give a set amount every month to them. But whatever is left over, then we decide as a board on your behalf where that's going to go. And last month, because it was December, when we were making this decision, we gave to the Salvation Army, $191 to the Salvation Army. We give to various different causes. And the reason it's important for you to know that is because the board wants to know from you who you think maybe deserves that. And we've given to a wide variety of things. Matthews Crossing, World Food Bank, Andre House, a lot to Andre House, and the Humane Society. I mean, so we want your input on that. So I just wanted to make sure that that was clear and that you understood it. How many of you did not know that? Anybody? Okay, good. Well, so now you do. So I've done a public service, and that was it.
How would you like our input? How would you like our input?
Tell one of the board members. You'll be meeting them all next month. You can tell Jeanne. You can tell Dennis. They'll pass it on to the board. You could just stand up and say, or Julia. You could tell Julia. Just tell somebody that what your thoughts are, and we'll make sure it gets it to the right place. Okay? So if you have any questions, though, about your own tithing or tithing in general to the church or any of that, Dennis and what's her name now? Jeanne. They're happy to help you out with that. So now let's say our offering blessing together, shall we? Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. I am so blessed. Thank you, God. And then we'll say, okay? And we're gonna have another song.
And feel free to sing along. If you're ready to sing, let's do it. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. One more time. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Now this closing song is also an invitation for you. Oh, is there more?
Yeah, we have to.
Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'll just be right here.
Do have a couple of announcements, and before I forget, I want to tell you there's going to be a short meeting afterwards for anyone who's interested in learning to crochet or knit. We're going to create that group, so Laura and Dennis are going to help us figure out when and where. So also our prayer partner today is who would like to volunteer today to be our prayer partner? Julia, okay. She will meet you in the back if you need some personal prayer. Oh, there it is, Crochet and Knitting Club, right after. And board meeting today after church. It is at Maria's house over in Oakwood. If you don't know where it is, you obviously haven't been to a party lately, because that's where we always go. I think hell know where it is. I've seen you up there. So, if you need a reminder, just see one of us, because we'll be here. Okay? Any other announcements? I don't think anything else. Oh, sign-ups. Yes, we got a great flyer for sign-ups for Dennis's upcoming prosperity class. Tuesdays, 8:30 to 10. 8:10 in the evening, starting January 24th on Zoom. Prayer team meeting is every Wednesday at 10. Reiki share group every Tuesday at 9:30. I thought that said Mexican next week. I did too. That's what I thought. Musician. Okay, gotta go to the eye doctor. Obviously. Musician next week. Oh, our wonderful Cerise Patron will be here. Thank you very much. Now,
all right. So join me in singing this. The tempo's a little slow, but the song really is a celebration. And there'll be lyrics for you. I'll be doing some little things on the side, but just keep up with me. We'll have a good time. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. Holy Spirit divine, come to me. Feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love.
Today. That was wonderful having you here. Let's all stand and we will sing the prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. Oops. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all